Welcome back to the Hello Tomorrow Global Summit. We are thrilled to be able to welcome the European Commission to the summit this year. You probably know that European institutions are responsible for developing rules and regulations that create an optimal pan-European space for businesses and citizens and public administrations. But you might be less aware of the European Commission's initiatives that support innovation for digital SMEs and startups. So we're glad to spread the word here to our Hello Tomorrow community and host the award ceremony of the European Commission's Digital Innovation Challenge for SMEs and startups. After a fierce competition, today is the final step where we will announce the winner and 2 runners-up for this challenge. We will hear from the 3 finalists and how they hope to use the European Commission's open and reusable IT solutions. Then, we have a panel of high-level representatives from different European institutions answering questions from the 3 finalists. So they're questions that the finalists have submitted to our panelists, and they will cover things like the EU plans to support SMEs and startups and foster innovation. So stay tuned for that. But first, we are delighted to start with a speech by Mr. Johannes Hahn, the Commissioner for Budget and Administration.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to be able to join you today at the award session for the Digital Innovation Challenge. I'm particularly happy because this award actually brings together the 3 key ingredients to make this the digital decade for the European Union. And here I'm talking about investments, focusing time, efforts and funding on digital solutions for modernizing public administrations and the delivery of public services online, about innovation, challenging the best and the brightest amongst us to realize their entrepreneurial potential, and about collaboration, working with the private sector to develop solutions for a flourishing digital single market. Just last week, we agreed the budget for the European Union, including the so-called Next Generation EU, that specifically prioritizes investments to fuel a green and digital recovery and propel us into a more resilient economy and society. We'll be spending at least 134 billion for the Next Generation EU on digital. This includes investing heavily in connectivity, infrastructure, development and deployment of key technologies, skills and entrepreneurship, artificial intelligence, 5G, European cloud, to mention a few. And part of this funding will also be dedicated to helping our public sector in Europe enter and make the most of the digital decade. We will invest in interoperability and in making the once only principle a reality for businesses and citizens. This brings me to the second point, innovation. When I look at the proposals that our finalists came up with today, I have no doubts that we have the raw material for the digital decade right here in Europe, the talents, ideas and entrepreneurial spirit. I am particularly impressed to see that the finalists have delivered innovative solutions in areas where there is such an outspoken need, in digitalizing local government, in giving our children the skills they need for a digital future, and in making better use of data. The finalists developed their ideas based on the Commission's portfolio of open and reusable solutions which have been designed to facilitate the delivery of interoperable digital services across borders and sectors. To me, this is a testimony to the strength and added value of the interoperability program, which we will now continue under the Digital Europe program. And this brings me to my last point, collaboration. If you look across Europe, governments are slowly but surely undergoing a dramatic technological transformation. We see it in all sectors, from schools and healthcare to justice systems, law enforcement, tax authorities. It concerns all layers, from local authorities to central government. Technology is fundamentally changing how we run the public sector online, making it more convenient and as secure and trusted as it is offline. I believe This transformation is a major opportunity for European startups and SMEs. We have some of the strongest, most developed public sectors in the world. We also have some of the biggest budget for government spending in the world. And there's a strong political interest because a thriving European GovTech sector will help us achieve digital sovereignty. I have no doubt that when it comes to GovTech, Made in Europe can be a very strong and trusted global brand. That's why I believe that we as public administrations should do everything possible to support the development and procurement of such solutions. From our side, we will launch a GovTech incubator supported by the union budget, and I am committed to working with administrations to create the right environments for this type of innovative business to flourish. And on this note, I want to extend my warmest congratulations to the winners and say to all the participants today that I hope that you will be able to use the networks, contacts, and visibility you have gained in this challenge to take your business venture to the next level. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner. It's great to see how important digital innovation is to the European Commission and that you've really put powerful resources like the Next Gen EU budget behind it to help invest in the solutions that are going to get Europe out of this crisis. Let's meet the finalists. Our first finalist pitching today is Simona Zelli, the Innovation Manager at Open Content. Welcome, Simona.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for the floor. Let's go with our presentation. Can I start?
We're ready for you.
Yes. Thank you. Open Content has 15 years of experience in designing public administration websites, and today we present our solution for the municipality's digital transformation. Let me start with a question. Why do public services should be more complicated than shopping online? As we all know, the citizens still go to the public offices because digital public services often are not easy to use, and it represents a big cost. To solve the problem, we offer a mobile-first website which enables public administrations to provide easy-to-use digital public services. In short, we use standards to save time and resource, promote interoperability with internal systems and emerging technologies, and ensure the homogeneity of information in any language. Opencity, our developed solution, already natively integrates several European open solutions, core vocabularies, CPSV, DCAT, EID. Opencity mainly aims to drive all citizens and businesses among the public services. Afterwards, you can authenticate yourself, enter once your data on a very intuitive application, and carry out the entire process online using any kind of device. Our solution is open source, and it provides a catalog of public services and one-stop shop digital forms. Opencity Plus is designed with a SaaS-first approach, characterized by microservices and multi-tenant architecture. In this way, a very high continuity of service will be guaranteed, and moreover, exploiting the potential of the cloud, new instances can be set up in a few seconds, and the maintenance costs are very, very low. Thanks to Opencity, which is currently used by more than 300 public administrations, 3,000 public officials, and 100,000 citizens and businesses already use 7 European building blocks every day. This means that 3,000 public servants feed their digital channels using exclusively structured content. Throughout Opencity, encoding machine-readable data does not require any additional resource from the municipalities, as it becomes part of their production chain, which concerns communication with the citizen. In this way, the generation of datasets available through the standard API and real-time updated becomes a completely automatic process. Consequently, even the release of open data becomes an automatic, sustainable process. Until today, Opencity speaks Italian, and our challenge is to overcome the national dimension of our market, developing an evolution of our product. Opencity Plus, our challenge, is a multilingual solution that can be used by any small and medium-sized municipality in Europe. It integrates other European reusable components as e-archiving, e-survey, blockchain, and e-signature. The integration of these mentioned solutions into Opencity Plus will make our platform even more competitive in the European market and even more oriented to produce zero-knowledge proof solutions. Here, you can see the Opencity Plus service pattern. Basically, this image shows where and how we integrate the European open blocks. About the market, we all know that the COVID-19 crisis shows how important it is to ensure the continuation of governmental activities when social distancing measures are in place. In a few months, the demand of digital public services increased, and from our side, we managed in a few months a growth that we expected in 2 years. Opencity Plus distribution strategy replica on a European scale our national strategy that is basically structured in 3 points: an automatic activation in cloud, a network of qualified resellers and trainers, and a network of communication partners who are mainly collectors of demand and offer in the public sector. As I said, the demand of digital public services increased, and for us, it's important to say that we can realize the first working version of Opencity Plus in 10 months. In 1 year, the platform will be available in 5 languages. Starting from the second year, international partnerships will be activated to replicate in other countries our selling model, and the following years will be concentrated on marketing and communication activities. For us, it's also important to say that we are a small enterprise. So why us? Because we have experience, and first of all, we have tested the methodology. Mainly, we know how to manage the co-creation processes with the local administrators, public servants, and the public sector managers. And jointly with the technology used, this is the added value we can offer. We are also a member of a lot of national and international open source communities as Designers Italia and Join Up. So that's all. Thank you on behalf of the whole Open Content team. For us, it's an honor to be here and have the opportunity to present and discuss our work with you. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Simona, and good luck in the finals.
Thank you.
Our next finalist is Cleverbooks. Cleverbooks' mission is to shape digital education in Europe using augmented reality. They do reusable online text and workbooks for schools. Cleverbooks addresses the growing workforce skills gap from the early stage by providing augmented reality for K-12 STEM education. Their main goal is to empower kids' learning in the acquisition of necessary skills for the 21st century by utilizing the most innovative augmented reality technology tools. They provide STEM-oriented, global curriculum-based teaching and learning solutions for primary education with free Cleverbook apps that are easy to set up, which is very important, and to use. So with that, here is the founder and CEO of Cleverbooks, Daria Yegorina. Welcome, Daria. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much for welcoming us to Digital Innovating Challenge and at Hello Tomorrow. We're excited to be here, and let me go through this short presentation in which I'm going to tell you about Cleverbooks, what we do, and how we're going to integrate the open source reusable solutions from the European Union. Once upon a time, there was a company called Cleverbooks, and the company has created the Augmented Classroom. Everybody loved this classroom, teachers and students, because it had all they need in one, including the augmented reality, which was so important for innovative and interactive learning. The problem that Cleverbooks was solving is the skills gap in the workforce. The digital literacy was not in the core curriculum, and education is not catching up with technology. So the change in technology and in the business is constant, where resources in the education are not really updated. The solution was to enhance the development of reusable and digital science teaching and learning, which will contribute to the objectives of the Opening Up Education initiative from the European Union, boost innovation and digital skills development in schools and universities. The strategy is quite simple: launching Augmented Classroom and bridging the gap between digital natives and digital immigrants. It will facilitate the digital meta skills development in Europe and globally. And the goal is ambitious for the company, is to do that in 2 years' time. The risks are obviously going to be mitigated by careful project management, good communications, and separate technical coordinations, which will ensure that dependencies of every single project task are circulated in the correct way. The rewards are immersive because we're going to provide the quality education and sustainable development. We're going to teach students how learn to transform themselves and society, and develop digital citizenship and literacy skills for the future workforce and innovatives in Europe and globally. Cleverbooks is using a amount of digital reusable solutions from the European Union. We're going to use e-delivery to exchange documents and data in a secure way among the participants of the platform, e-signature to help design education achievement reports and send them securely. We're going to implement the blockchain to verify the cost and approve the authenticity of the reporting and certifications. E-archiving will store the results of educational process. Context Broker will provide updates and access information on educational progress. And the solution will have the integration of the EU survey, which will support the test customization of platform feedback and results analysis. Cleverbooks integrates in the Augmented Classroom all digital solutions necessary to create the sustainable educational platform, and the European digital reusable open source solutions are in the heart of this platform. Obviously, the project is ambitious, but how are we going to manage that to make sure it's a success? We're going to provide the efficient communication and proactive strategy among the partners. We're going to track the progress and provide continuous feedback and assessment of every single milestone completed. We have the project evaluation in place to assess the results. We have the agile project management and practice, which will break the project into small tasks and support the overview and progress on every single task. And Cleverbooks, we know how to leverage the resources and engage existing partners, customers, and network. The go-to-market strategy is pre-designed. At Cleverbooks, we understand clearly who we're going to market to this solution, what is the reason for the customer to use it. We know how to involve the project partners, strategic partners, and networks. And we also know how to proactively do the communication and marketing activities. In a nutshell, We know what we do, who we need to sell to, why they're gonna buy, and how we're gonna do that as a step-by-step guide. Now, Cleverbooks is a company that shapes digital education and sets standards in the use of augmented and reality and digital in the STEM. The company is a strategic approach. We have all the innovative solutions in one place, and we follow the strategy of innovation. Cleverbooks has received different awards in the educational space. We use technology and we have the full stack development team, over than 25 years of marketing and business development, strategic network of partners, and visionary team that is flexible and collaborative. Currently, Augmented Platform has 13 languages, is sold in 61 countries, and has more than 10,000 users in more than 1,000 schools, with a number of technology partners in software and hardware. Because we know how to shape the future skills one key at a time. At Cleverbooks, we believe it's not about how educated you are, it's about how you are educated. And how are you going to change the world of education? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daria. And again, good luck in this final competition, and congratulations for making it this far in the European Commission's Digital Innovation Challenge. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So the last finalists in the competition is Latitudo 40. They are in the Earth analytics space, and they support everyday decisions by turning satellite imagery into geospatial information. They have integrated in a single platform all the technologies necessary to create, manage, and use applications of spatial geoanalysis. They automate the entire workflow. So that's from the automatic selection of data sources to the analysis with automatic processing blocks based on artificial intelligence, up to the representation on an internal GIS, and with intuitive information dashboards. So that's up next, but just to give you a little bit more context about this startup contest, we have 3 finalists left after our jury has sifted through thousands of applications, and what they could possibly win are 3 different cash prizes. So third runner-up would win 10,000 euros, second runner-up 20,000 euros, and for our big grand prize winner, it is 50,000 euros. So that's up next, but first, let's hear from our last finalist, the CEO and founder of Latitudo 40, Gaetano Volpe. Welcome, Gaetano.
Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon, thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure for me to be here in this final. So let me start to speak about Latitudo. Today we ask Alexa how is the weather tomorrow, and our vision is in the future to ask Latitudo where is the best place to live. So we use space data to create information for sustainable and resilient cities and places using dashboards and also mobile apps for the citizen. And CIF Digital Open Solution can help us to grow faster in this process. What is the project? Smart cities need complex systems for data collection. There are very large areas to be monitored. There is a problem for data availability and consistency, and the need of expert data scientists and experts in digital twin projects. We offer a unified data analytics platform with 3 pillars. One is satellite images. The second one is artificial intelligence and automation. Third one, but not the least, dashboard and mobile apps. A totally automated platform with zero code approach for customers. We offer solutions to municipalities, to real estate sector, but it's clear that our main objective is to increase the transparency for citizens and the awareness for environmental monitoring. A big market of more than 500 billion of USD, included the 12 billion for satellite data in the urban space. We have an already in place platform, and our vision is to integrate and improve this platform with 3 important open solutions for European Commission. The context broker to integrate more data in our platform, in particular IoT data source and data from the cities. The blockchain to have the notarization of all our process, and the e-delivery to offer a very useful approach and secure transfer of the data to our customers. So one of the things is that use satellite data is complex. This is a niche for a professor and for scientists. We would like to simplify this process with a very simple customer journey. 3-step, and in less than 1 hour, a municipality can start to analyze the area, starting from the past, 10 years ago, and looking in the future. We offer understandable information, so the city can analyze how to optimize the green, verify the risk for health people, or where is the warmest area in the city, or in general, how to improve the quality of life. The citizen can use our mobile app to plan green and unpolluted routes, or to define the area where to live, or to analyze what is the municipality doing to improve the quality of the life. This is one example of our proof of concept in Naples. We can see in a single aspect 4 important information: the level of the green in the city, and we can go in the zoom and see at the block level, a very high precision temperature map to identify heat bubbles in the city, and 2 aspects: the pollution in terms of SO2 and the pollution with CO map. We can merge all this information in one layer and identify the best place in the city where to live. But we can also do other things. For example, we are analyzing the erosion of the coastline in Sardinia and the respect of some rules in the governmental contract, and building detection and illegal building detection. We think that smart city from space is one of the sources for improve the sustainability and the resilience of the city. We have some partners in Italy, but also in Europe. We are here to present our solution. At the moment, we have 10 letters of interest from European municipality to start the service in 2021. So why we are here? One, because the CIF solution can offer us an acceleration of development and scalability of our platform through the context broker. We can offer new service that make us unique with blockchain and e-delivery. And the logic is open solution for every European municipalities with a strong integration in EU data portal. Our value proposition. Latitudo 40 supports optimizing urban planning, mobility, and real estate with easily understandable data. A simple tool to create and test investment and future action scenarios with a digital twin approach, and a fully software as a service model that optimizes ROI and simplify the launch of new projects. We are at the moment, we think to go to the market very fast, to integrate by the end of this year the blockchain, start with a proof of concept with 2 of our customers in January 2021, and collect in June the feedbacks. And so we can go totally in the market in 1 year from now. We are in the market, we have different customers, we work with ISA, with Aegeus, and different other companies. We reached 350,000 euro last year, and we have forecast post-COVID analysis of 400,000 for this year. We are 4 founders with a very huge experience in space sector. One of us is also a PhD and researcher in remote sensing. And around us, we created a team of young people with multidisciplinary approach, from data science to GIS and to software development. This is Latitudo 40. We are here to improve the quality of the city in the future. Thank you.
Hello, and good luck in the finalists. We are about to meet our panelists for the next session, so stay tuned for that. So now it's time to turn the tables. All of our finalists were able to submit questions to the panelists, and now it is their turn to be in the hot seat and answer the questions and concerns that the finalists, the startup finalists, have. So the participants on our panel are Margarita Abkashish, the Director for Infrastructure and Equipment at the European Parliament, Mario Compolargo, Acting General Director for the Directorat General for Informatics of the European Commission, Raluca Paica, the Director of IT at the Court of Justice of the European Union, and all of this will be moderated by Emanuele Baldacci, who is the Director for Digital Solutions at DG for Informatics of the European Commission. So I'll kick it over to you, Emanuele. We might have a little bit of a sound issue, but as you can see,
Can you hear me now?
we have, oh, there you are. Perfect.
So good afternoon, everyone, and thanks a lot for the introduction. Thanks also for the panelists that have been are going to share with us their opinions and comments. But first of all, thanks to the pitchers and their solutions, which are at the heart of this Digital Innovation Challenge. As you may have heard, this has been a long process. We started this journey together about a year ago in Lisbon, where we launched the challenge, and then we had the opportunity to work together with hundreds of companies, SMEs and startups that came up with very valuable propositions about the reuse of solutions for better digital services. So what we have here is la crème de la crème, the best of the best, the top 3 that have been selected through this process. And I'm very happy that the solutions that have been just pitched are responding to societal needs, very much in tune with the needs that we are expressing in these days. So let me now, before we jump to the final stage of this session and the announcement of the winner and the runner-ups, let me involve our panelists in a few rounds of comments and questions. The first one, and I will start with that, is a question I have, and then I will turn to the questions that we received from the 3 finalists for our panelists. So in the order of Mario first, Margherita, and then Raluca. Dear panelists, I would first like to ask you a very short comment on the future. Looking into the next 7 years and the European Union budget, which is going to be finalized over the next few days, what do you see as the ways that we can best support as European institutions the GovTech initiatives and innovation in the private sector? So Mario first.
Good afternoon, everybody. What a pleasure to be with all of you. Thanks, Emmanuel. This is quite a challenging point to respond to your question, but I would focus on the response to the crisis and the recovery plans that actually allocate a lot of resources to this twin between green and digital transition. And this is obviously a huge transformation and transformative investment for the Union, and to ensure that we can achieve the priorities that we have to respond to the crisis and to the long-term prosperity. It's also very important that the recovery plans look very much into a twinning between the national recovery and resilience plans, thus making very explicit that we should support the SMEs and the ecosystem of innovation to support e-government, digital public services, and local digital ecosystems. So here are 2 of the lines that I think that are important to answer your question.
Thanks a lot, Mario. And let me turn now to Margherita.
Yes, can you hear me? Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I think the last months we have seen a big shift, a big step forward in digital government. I think we are all conscious of this step forward, this big shift, more or less obliged by the conditions. And this we have seen a change from everyone inside premises to everyone outside premises. And this was a major change. And the administrations all around Europe had to cope with these changes and put in place the means to allow administrations to continue working. And I think to a certain large extent, they manage it. But now it's come the time to consolidate, because this was done in a rush. And so there are now challenges that must be addressed. So we must consolidate, we must build more trust, more security, and we must address the quality problems that we still face, and some particular challenges, for example, in terms of languages and interpretation, which are far from being solved, although we manage more or less to achieve solutions. So I think this will be probably a big chapter where the next generation EU can help administrations, and where the public sector could invest and provide solutions, new solutions, consolidated solutions for this digital administration of tomorrow. And I think that's my main message in this point. Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Margherita, and thanks a lot for highlighting these priorities for the next budget cycle. Now to Raluca. What is your view, Raluca, on this point?
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you all. To complement what Mario and Margherita put as ideas on the table, I will just add two of them. I think we need to continue to foster the collaborative GovTech ecosystem by creating via platforms that can foster this collaboration in which all actors involved can, free of cost, no matter if they are regional or across European borders actors, they can exchange ideas, market can see ideas that are popped up, and investors that are willing to put seed money in order to go further. And also platforms in which talented force can be sought by the different startups that needs to attract colleagues in order to make the ideas turn into reality. That would be one area that I would see. And the second one, I believe at EU level, we need to foster much more the infrastructure ground on which the future products that will be created might be plugged in after they are built. Due to the high cost, due to the size and the strategic importance, only EU in collaboration with national governments can do this. And when I'm saying this, I'm also thinking that an infrastructure which is homogeneous and created at EU level can help have the right open standards and the required interoperability for future products that will be released. For example, we will see very soon, I think, an exponential way of AI products that will come up in the next years. They will require data, public data to feed the learning machines. They will require as well cloud solutions that will respect the European data sovereignty principles, secure communication between any 2 points in Europe that is accessible to any EU citizen, and why not future specific infrastructure architectures in case we will go, for example, for edge AI solutions or others. So infrastructure, creating the infrastructure at EU level, I think it is important, and it's our mission. The SMEs can create the products that are going to be plugged in this infrastructure.
Thanks a lot, Raluca, and thanks to all the panelists for this first round where we broke the ice. We warmed you up a little bit in waiting for the key questions that are coming from the three finalists, but you also already touched on very important elements, strategic priorities for the development of digital services, particularly with an eye on public administration and the modernization and transformation cycle and the usage that public administration can make of products and services that are developed on the basis of standards by the private sector. And so the first question, which is coming from Latitude 40 for Mario Campolargo, is very much about the point on standards and reusable solutions. The question is, how could the reuse of European standards and the reusable solution by startups and SMEs be promoted even further by the European institutions? Mario.
Oh, thanks, Emmanuel, and thanks for the colleagues from Latitude 40 to raise this interesting question. Let me link back to my initial answer, because I refer there to the recovery package. Now I'm referring to the financial framework, the multi-annual financial framework that is the continuation, if I may say, of the European community programs. And to highlight that in the context of the Digital Europe program, this is the upcoming program that will support the digitalization across the EU. the GovTech initiatives will be actually very much under its focus. We intend to nurture them and support them towards achieving what we can call the maturity that will allow them to go to the market. We are very, very much interested in understanding how the private sector is reusing our solutions to create GovTech solutions. And in fact, this challenge, the one that we are just now here also celebrating today, is the best proof that the digital innovation ecosystem in Europe actually is able to reuse these solutions and make great solutions for the public administrations, for the e-government. I think that we have seen here a number of cases, but I think that ultimately a lot of other areas in the public sector would benefit from them. I could think taxation or justice or even health. I mean, you probably, some of you know that we have been now involved in a project to ensure that the tracing apps of all member states are interoperable, and therefore here we are using open source, using not just our own expertise, but expertise from private sector companies to make sure that we serve the purpose of providing a cross-fertilization between all the tracing apps in such a way that when you youngsters, you travel from one country to the other, your tracing app can provide you the information also of the contacts that you have in the other countries. And this is so important for all of us.
Thanks a lot, Mario, and in particular for making a reference to this last application domain, the domain of health. In these days, it is obviously a key concern to use technology to improve and even save lives. And in that context, you mentioned the contact tracing and early warning systems and the interoperability gateway that was put together by the European and operated by the European Commission together with the member states. And that's very much based on data changes. And here, the next question, which was coming from Cleverbooks for Margherita, is very much centered around the power of data and how we can harness it further to develop better solutions which are more responding to user needs. So the question is, how can access to public sector data be enhanced to create opportunities for SMEs and startups in the future to work even more and help public administration in the transformation journey? Margherita.
Yes, so I will I'll answer in a different perspective, and I will put a challenge to the SMEs and to the startups. I will start by reminding that they say data is gold, and it is gold, and we have seen several initiatives, and we have seen Latitude 40 and Cleverbooks mentioning the use of data and the positive things that it can bring. But everyone knows also that often data is used to deceive instead of informing. It's used to widen gaps between people instead of building bridges. It is used for disinformation, for fake news, etc. And so I think this is a problem that we have today, and it is also an opportunity. And it is a problem, we know, it is a challenge, and how can we turn this tide? This is the question, how can we turn this tide? And in my view, data is a problem and data is a solution. And the potential of public sector data, public sector open data in tackling the problem and turning the tide is enormous. Is enormous. It is through the use of this open data from the public sector, together with the new applications developed by startups and SMEs, that we can turn this tide, and we can make public data available, complete, accurate, up-to-date, and exploitable, and usable by the advanced analytics applications. And with this, instead of providing and using data to these negative ways, we can bring some nuance when we the facts. We can show the different perspectives, on the data, connect data from different horizons, from different populations, from different people. We can contribute to open the mindset of our citizens, and we can motivate citizens to look forward, to look more than 200 characters in a Twitter. And so this is a challenge that I put on the table for the startups and SMEs. So help administration open their data, and on top of this data, build the applications, build the advanced analytics, and present the data in a proper way to the citizens. So that's the challenge that I put here forward. Perhaps for next year.
You are already looking forward to future waves of the challenge, and that's something that I very much welcome, and particularly the importance of adding value to the data. Data by themselves are just raw ingredients. You need to add value, make sure that they are leading to trusted information, trusted services. We discussed a lot the need for collaboration between the public sector and the private sector. And now I have a question for you, Raluca, that's coming from Open Content, which goes in this direction, and particularly how we facilitate this dialogue between these two sectors that have different goals, but need to collaborate for the common good. So the question is, how should a modern public-private partnership based on technology look like to enable the co-creation and support the development of a broader GovTech innovation ecosystem? Raluca.
Thank you, Emanuele, and thank you for the question. In fact, I see this public-private partnership that is going the whole journey from the idea to product implementation. Usually when this problem is stated, everybody's thinking about how to make procurement faster, because it is a barrier for the startups and it is a very lengthy process. But however, a good partnership starts from the beginning until the end. I have just mentioned the idea of collaborating platforms and being able to create this collaborative ecosystem. Why? Because that is the starting point where all the actors needs to meet and that they need to exchange ideas, but in the same time exchange means. So platforms where ideas, investors, market, and the talent workforce can meet and collaborate in order to transform ideas into products. Related to the procurement dimension, which is indeed a barrier, here there are many things to be said. In fact, I think a lot of barriers have been seen, for example, at cross-border business within EU for procuring services, for transport, and so on. And here I think the efforts of the EU single market for all the industries is going to help. So things are happening. Now, how to shorten the procurement life cycle and also make it more inclusive for small players, this is going to still be a challenge for us, and here we will need to work on this aspect. Why the SMEs are small players? Well, normally the competition is always attracting and it's giving more chances to big players, so here there is still work to be done. Then, if we are looking to the type of knowledge that the startups need in order to be able to succeed, I think here we can support as well much more with this best practices and knowledge. I can think of one area, for example, the IP part. If we are looking to the numbers of and the volumes of fundamental research that is happening in Europe, and then how many of this fundamental research will be transformed in patents, and we are comparing this ratio in Europe compared with US or Japan. We see that there is still work to be done because Europe is still behind. Skilled workforce, it's also we need to make some effort there. Why? Because deep technologies will always requires high level of education. And here the public services of the future needs to find ways to effectively attract and hire and train and retain workforce with the right digital competencies. At a much more macro level, I think the immigration policies and the labor market regulation will play an important role to attract and retaining talent. Then, if we look to the journey from idea to the product, we are going to reach the moment when the product is going to be, let's say, ready for the market. And sometimes the products are disruptive. We are talking here about edge technologies. So it is important as well from the public side to anticipate the future skills that are needed and to try to inject this in the economy through means of education, preparing the future generations via the educational curriculum to prepare and to embed this kind of skills. Innovation culture is also a very important part. We need all to think that failure is part of the innovation journey and to, let's say, seed these ideas since youth, like that the future generations will be much more open to innovation. And last but not least, we have several initiatives, not only in CEFs, but also other initiatives like the European Digital Innovation Hubs, which provide something that will be very interesting, which is access to technical expertise and experimentation, allowing companies to test before invest. I think this is also important. Why? Because companies will have less barrier in adopting new products if they will be able to test together with the startups and startups as well to understand better what public sector, private sector needs. These were a few ideas.
Raluca, and thank you to all, because with addressing these questions, we really enriched, I believe, the discussion and moved into the future. Now, I still see that we have a few minutes left, and I want to use this time giving you the opportunity to have a very short pitch from your perspective. And let me ask you this. You are important senior managers on top of IT business in your institutions, the European Commission, the European Parliament, the European Court of Justice. So I would like to ask you, but really in one sentence, if you think about innovation, what is the key word that comes to your mind, either a technology or a project or a priority? I start with Mario.
It's a big challenge in one word, but I would say that the public services and public administrations need to invest on people, on processes, and on tools. People to make sure that they are IT friendly, digital friendly, that they can reconceptualize the services in a different way, in a simple way, and that they have the adequate tools. And where does the innovation ecosystem enters here is because there is no way that the public administrations can actually satisfy all the needs of the business and the private citizens in the future. So this partnership between the public service and the private and the digital innovation ecosystem is very fundamental. And we had just examples when you asked me, what about the opportunities in the new framework program? Margarita talked about the open data, and Raluca made contributions also on this collaboration.
Thanks a lot, Mario. Margarita, the perspective of the European Parliament IT.
I think the most important word that comes to my mind, firstly, state of mind. It's a state of mind, and that will guide people to work together, oriented towards a target. This is the cornerstone, I think, of innovation is this state of mind. And we have seen this, and we appreciated this, and we managed with this state of mind that breaks the silos, breaking the silos, going together, and then things will be put together by the teams. That's my take on it.
Thanks, Margherita. Very interesting perspective. And now we close with Raluca. You have the last word.
Thank you. From our experience, innovation can happen only in network. Just by collaborating, we can bring better ideas and ideas that are going to be useful. So for me, collaboration, innovation in network would be the key.
So you said it all. For me, just a final word of thank you to all of you for sharing your views and your perspective about the future. And now it's the time to move into the most interesting part of the session with the announcement of the winner. So I will hand the floor back to our moderator.
All of our panelists. I don't know if it's the most interesting part, but it definitely is the most anticipated part of this award ceremony. So in order to announce our finalists, I would actually like to invite Mario back on the screen with me. Mario, are you ready to announce our finalists?
Well, yes, I think that I'm ready. And as you said, I think that is probably one of the most expected parts of this session. And I was looking, how do you, in a virtual event, use the metaphor of the envelope? Now, I couldn't find one, so I actually have here the envelope that was brought to me with the results, and that's here that I find the winners. But before opening the envelope, I would like to thank very much all the finalists and all the other participants in Digital Innovation Challenge. Was not just the ones that are here today, but all the other ones that applied, that saw in this opportunity really an opportunity to develop their business concept and to use open source reusable components to serve some very concrete challenges that the public services are facing these days. But in particular to the three finalists that we have here today, I really thank them and congratulate them for reaching this final step of the competition. And as I said in the discussion just finished, I think that what this the European Commission Digital Innovation Challenge proves is that first SMEs are ready, the startups are ready, the digital system is ready, and we demonstrated it in practice that we can put forward new innovative services based on the open solutions that are built for you all, and that this is a great example of the innovation that may come from this network that Raluca mentioned and this collaboration between private and public sector. But now is the time really to announce the two runners-up and the final winner. So I'm going to open my envelope and read. I will start with the third place, and it is my pleasure to congratulate Open Content, Opencity Plus, as the third qualified in this session. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. It's a remarkable work by introducing an open source e-government platform that offers support for one of the most important public services by the local authorities in transforming their services. Thank you very, very, very much. So it's now time to go to the second place, and the second place goes to Latitude 40, Earth Analytics. Congratulations again. An amazing an amazing project and initiatives that actually aspires to provide everyone with easy access to satellite images. And this is amazing because it brings together data and algorithms from different sources to provide better information about our planet. It will not be now a surprise that the winner of this first European Commission Digital Innovation competition is Cleverbooks, Sustainable Digital Education, Reusable Online Workbooks for Schools. And what a better winner we could have, because it focused very much on the augmented reality books and maps, aiming actually on future-ready skills for children, and the children are the future of the world. So I'm so glad that you three arrived here, and that we've been able to announce the two runners and the final winner. I would like again to congratulate these three finalists, and certainly I would invite you very much to continue your work towards making their solutions coming to life. Also, I'd like also to thank all the participants and invite all the ones that are around us, the SMEs, the startups, the innovators, to discover how they can leverage the EC open and reusable solutions on their own businesses. That is the message that I would like to leave with all of you. And again, congratulations to the three, and congratulations to the winner. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mario. Your enthusiasm is contagious, and congratulations again to Daria and all of the team at Cleverbooks and all of our runners-up as well. Like you said, it was a really great competition, and we're so proud of all of your hard work. So that wraps up the award ceremony for this EU Digital Innovation Challenge, and it also wraps up day 2 of Hello Tomorrow Global Summit. It's been a great day. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.